Ahmad was the kind of person everyone appreciated, kind, respectful, and sincere. He carried a quiet strength within him and a heart that wanted to do what was right. But when he moved to a new school, everything felt unfamiliar. New faces, new environment, and no one to truly call a friend. Even the strongest hearts can feel alone in a place like that. And sometimes, loneliness makes you accept what you normally wouldn't. Then one day, they noticed him, a group of older boys, confident, loud, always the center of attention. They were hanging out behind the school, skipping class, laughing loudly, playing music on speakers, acting like nothing mattered. One of them waved him over and said, "Hey, come sit with us." Another smiled, tossing a snack toward him. "You seem chill. You should hang with us." They were relaxed, joking, doing whatever they wanted, like rules didn't apply to them. And just like that, Ahmad wasn't alone anymore. For the first time since he arrived, he felt like he belonged. At the beginning, it felt harmless. Just jokes, hanging out after school, wasting time together, laughing at things that weren't even funny. One of them leaned back on the bench, laughing loudly. "Relax, bro, you're too serious." Another, scrolling on his phone while ignoring class rules, said, "It's just school, don't take it so deep." But not everything that feels good is good for you. Slowly, things began to change. The group started skipping responsibilities, talking badly about others, pushing boundaries just to see what they could get away with. One afternoon, as they were laughing at someone walking by, one of them said, "Why do you care so much?" Another, smirking, replied while shrugging, "Everyone talks like this anyway." A third added, watching Ahmad closely, "You're acting like you're better than us." Ahmad noticed it. He felt it, but he stayed quiet because losing them felt worse than losing himself. So he adjusted, little by little, a laugh at things that didn't sit right, a step into situations he normally avoided, a silence when he should have walked away. One evening, while they were all hanging out carelessly again, one of them laughed and said, "See, it's not that deep." Another pointed at him like it was obvious. "Told you, you'd get used to it." And over time, those small moments became big changes. They started justifying everything. One of them said, while lying back with no concern for anything, "Bro, no one's perfect anyway." Another laughed, "Just have fun, stop thinking too much." A third added, "You only live once, why stress?" And eventually, he stopped questioning it. The lines he once refused to cross became blurred, and then crossed. One night, as they were pushing him into situations he wasn't comfortable with, one of them said, "Come on, don't act scared." Another laughed, "It's nothing, just go with it." A third nodded, "No one's even paying attention." Not because he didn't know better, but because he didn't want to feel alone again. But something inside him was changing. The peace he once had was gone. The confidence he carried started to fade. Even when he was surrounded by people, he felt empty. The laughter didn't reach his heart anymore, and when he was alone, there was no distraction left, just thoughts, heavy ones. What happened to me? One day, he paused, not because someone forced him to, but because deep down, he couldn't ignore it anymore. A quiet moment, a simple reminder that no matter how far a person goes, they are never too far to return. And for the first time in a long time, Ahmad listened. He saw things clearly. The people around him weren't bringing him closer to who he wanted to be. They were pulling him further away, and that truth was hard, because walking away meant being alone again. But this time, he understood something deeper. Being alone is better than being lost. So he made a choice, a quiet one, but a powerful one. He stepped back. One of them called after him, "Where are you going?" Another scoffed, "Don't switch up now." A third said sharply, "You think you're better than us?" He distanced himself. One of them muttered, "Bro, you've changed." Another laughed, "You're boring now." He let go, not because it was easy, but because it was necessary, and slowly he began to return to himself, to his values, and back to Allah, the one who never leaves a heart that turns back to him. It wasn't instant, it took time, patience, strength. But with every step, he felt something he hadn't felt in a long time, peace, the kind of peace that doesn't come from people, but from being aligned again with what is right. And in the end, Ahmad realized something he would never forget. Not everyone who welcomes you is good for you, and not every path that feels easy leads to something right. But no matter how far you drift, you can always come back.